getting into the real estate game or the investing game period, like what are the factors that they should be following? What are the factors they should be looking into?
Yeah, I mean, we're just like you're watching, Bitcoin prices or whatever the data is that you're looking at. We're looking at data too, man. We're looking at rental rates. We're looking at interest rates, land prices per square foot. We're looking at construction costs. We're looking at insurance costs.
Are you looking at that compared to everywhere else and the Rio Grande?
We have to look at the costs because all of that functions into how much money you're going to make on a real estate investment, right? Because a real estate investment is going to have what we call operating expenses, right? Taxes, insurance, depending on the asset type, right? Is it an office building or is it a piece of dirt? Determines maintenance, holding costs. Do I got to cut the grass? I got to, sprinklers, things like that, right? And so it varies by asset class, but yeah, I mean, I think that, anyway, I lost my train.
So let's just stay on that because that's interesting because from the real estate investing where I wanted to go into to the Bitcoin, like the Bitcoin I see as an asset, right? Bitcoin doesn't have any of that stuff.
Right.
So kind of touch on that because I'm digging in more and more and more. I was like, all right, it makes more sense. I mean, obviously it's a brand new asset, but I'm trying to do my due diligence because I did lose $27,000.
So yeah, I mean, I think it's a risk thing, man. Yeah. And so how much risk are you willing to take on, right? Yeah. With real estate, there's a physical asset that, is relatively stable, right? Bitcoin, a lot of ups and downs, right? Sure. I was talking about me not having the stomach for it. Yeah. A lot of ups and downs, a lot of volatility. Real estate's not like that, and so it's a little bit more low risk. Not all of it, right? Everything's got risk associated with it, but I think that it's a function of that. Okay. Like I said, I don't have the stomach for crypto investing. I like real estate.
Yeah, but I think it's just because you've been in it for so long.
No doubt, I'm definitely biased, man. Yeah. I'm definitely biased.
Yeah, so kind of touch on that again because talk about the associated costs with that because I don't think people really understand like when you're going to jump into say, like a real estate investment.
Sure, yeah.
Kind of talk about
it. Really does vary by asset class, man. And so
what kind of asset classes are there?
Let's take an office building, right? I own an office building. It's got 6 tenants, and they're paying rent every month, right? A pretty typical income-producing piece of real estate, right? You pay the taxes and the insurance. That's where you start. But you've got to maintain that property, right? There's going to be common areas, which are spaces shared by the tenants, right? Parking areas, landscaping, hall, things like that. And so that has to be maintained. That's a landlord responsibility typically, right? So there's common area maintenance expenses, things like that. You're paying utility bills for the common areas. Sometimes people pay property managers. And so, there's expenses associated with income-producing real estate. Yeah. If you want to dumb it down, a piece of dirt. Hey, man, I'm buying a piece of real estate. I'm going to hold it for 5 years and let it increase in value. You got to pay the taxes on that. You got to maintain it. If it's 5 acres, you got to mow the 5 acres. You got to, things like that. Yeah.